I'm Julie Colehour, and today I am here to talk about the fact that where you put your message is just as important as what your message is. So first I want you all to think about yesterday. And think about what you did during the day. You were exposed to something like 2,000 to 3,000 marketing messages yesterday. They came at you on your commute. They came at you while you're reading the paper in the morning. They came at you maybe when you're in the bathroom. All different places there are marketing messages hitting you. And a tiny, tiny, tiny number actually went in to your head. Less than 1% for sure, and probably a fraction of 1% went into your head. Add on top of that, as a marketer, you only have about 3 seconds to catch someone's attention with your message. So you all, as consumers, are getting bombarded with messages every day. And they're not sinking in, and as marketers, we've only got about 3 seconds to actually catch the attention of the person we're trying to influence. So what does this mean? For my talk today, what it means is where you put that message is so important to make sure you are trying to cut through this clutter that is out there in today's world. So I'm going to use 2 campaigns to talk about this today. And they're both campaigns that were done for Public Health Seattle and King County. And I know there's several folks that have worked on these campaigns in the audience. The first one is a Syphilis is Rising campaign. So a couple years ago, syphilis made its way back into King County. And particularly in the population of men who have sex with men, not necessarily gay men. In this case, not everyone self-identifies as being gay, so we really focus on the behavior and we talk about men that have sex with men. And syphilis is back, and so we want to get men that have sex with men to do 2 things. Know that it's back, watch for symptoms, and get tested for syphilis. So that's campaign number 1 that I'll give some examples for. Campaign number 2 is an HIV testing campaign called Find Your Frequency. So what's going on with HIV today is that if we can diagnose the virus early, we can do one of 2 things. We can really lengthen the life of that person through medications, but we can also really decrease the transmissibility of the disease. Because with HIV, if we can get infected males on drugs early, then their transmissibility actually goes down. So very important for men that are practicing high-risk behaviors to get tested. And so the Find Your Frequency campaign was to encourage these men to figure out, based on the behaviors I practice, how often should I be getting tested for HIV, and to really get that out there. So you might be wondering about my props. So today, trampoline, urinal, etc. I'm going to use various examples of message placement that were creative and really did cut through the clutter. And I'm going to do that by talking about 4 rules of message placement. So the first rule is that it is very important to put your message where decisions are being made about that behavior. So in this case, these are examples from each of those 2 campaigns. The first one is syphilis sucks, and not in a pleasurable way. The second examples of creative are hands full, and then asking people to sign up for text reminders for HIV testing. So these messages were put in many places where that audience is making decisions about the behavior. So in this case, for the online examples you see here, they were on hookup sites where men go to find hookups, so on Grindr and Manhunt. We also used this creative in bars and bathhouses. So posters, we had coasters and various things in those locations, again, because bars and bathhouses, the place where the decision is being made about the behavior. So we're trying to get that link with the audience that's practicing the behavior. So that's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is to put your message in a place where it's not expected. Right? So everyone's used to getting ads on TV, on the radio, all that kind of stuff, but are there places that we can put messages where it's not expected? And the answer to that is yes. So to illustrate this out of my handy urinal, this is a urinal cake. What happens with this urinal cake, it's in the urinal, the man comes up, proceeds to pee on it, and it does this.
Wow! Look at the size of that thing. And I'm not talking about your penis. Go get tested for syphilis because it's back.
So, I have to say that if you're a man and you do this, this gets your attention. You know, this is not a fraction of 1%. This has to be up there in the 99%, at least, of people who are going to pay attention. An interesting little side note on this tactic is these little guys got stolen. A lot. And that's a little gross, but our public health folks did tell us that pee is actually pretty sanitary, so having it be stolen wasn't a real concern. But we actually loved that they got stolen because we would replace them, and that meant we knew this was getting played over and over and over for members of our target audience, so really helping us influence. So put your message where it's not expected. All right, so for rule number 3, I'm going to demonstrate here something quickly. And I will say, by the way, that this is a soft object, in case anyone's wondering. Such pressure. Let's see. Whoa. All right. So who got that back there? Can you unroll it and hold it up and tell me what it says? Yay. All right. So rule number 3 is put your message as close as possible to the place that the behavior occurs. I need not say more. So very fun, engaging tactic that we incorporated throughout the Find Your Frequency campaign was these boxer shorts. And we used them at events and different places to really hype up. But message placement close to behavior is key. Rule number 3. All right. Rule number 4 is to put your message where your target audience gathers. And I've actually got a trampoline that illustrates this. And we'll show you a little video clip here. So that was the Gay Pride Parade in Seattle. So in terms of putting your message where the target audience gathers, there's no larger gathering of men that have sex with men every year than the Seattle Gay Pride Parade. So we could have done this in a number of ways. If you're going to do something like this, do it big. Make a splash. So our initial idea was let's put hot guys in boxer shorts on a trampoline bouncing up and down the parade route. We felt that would gather attention, but then we also wrapped it all with the little gun with the boxer shorts, and you saw the biking billboards and everything, so we made a huge buzz at the Gay Pride Parade, which is the single biggest gathering of where our target audience is. So rule 4, put your message where your target audience is going to be already. Really take advantage of that as a place that you want to be. So today, what I'd like you all to take away from this is you go back and you start working on your campaigns and that you do. Remember your message is just as important in terms of where you put it as what it is. So thank you.